Alright, what's up, Angel Traders? Derek Vandalinder here. I'm going to be going over how to trade shark fins. I want to welcome you all to the shark fin training. In this training, you all will learn how to properly trade shark fins. You will learn how to stay away from false shark fins. You will learn how to better your entries on shark fins. You will learn to overall be a better trader. Alright guys, let's get started. Rules of trading shark fins. The RSI must be above the 75 level or below the 25 level. When trading shark fins, you enter on a sell on the bullish candle and a buy on the bearish candle. If you have missed your entry, walk away and wait for the next setup. Make sure the higher time frames align with the shark fin you are trading. Always be patient with your entries on shark fins. Let's look at our first example. Notice how the market is squeezed up right here. As it's squeezed up, it's not quite touching the 75 level. Also, we do not take the first trade out of the 3.0 in a squeeze. So we're going to look at this trade right here, and we're not going to trade this. Now, it made a small retrace, made a move back up outside the 3.0. Our shark fin hit the 75 level. This is where we entered. We could have gotten out with 5 pips. Now, if you didn't get out here, it came back up, hit the 2.5 deviation band, and you enter again. It then reversed by making a new high and being very overbought on the 5M chart. I entered again. Now let's watch what happened. The market reversed due to the overbought conditions. You'll see this multiple times. As you see, it hit the 75 level, went straight into profit. The candle touched the 3.0 band on the 5M chart, giving us a great indication the market was going to make a small reversal. I typically do not take trades if the bands are flared unless it's evident on the higher time frames. In this case, the 5M, the 5-minute chart allowed me to take the trade. Always be aware that breakouts will always go higher than the 75 and lower than the 25. For example, this is our first breakout. It came out of a squeeze. You see the bands are starting to form very parallel. You're not going to take this trade. When the bands start to do this, you can expect a huge breakout. These candles on the breakout will always go deeper than you think, so you have to be super patient, because this is very deceiving to our eyes. On breakouts, again, especially when the bands are flaring, stay out until it lines up with the higher time frames. I cannot explain it enough. Look at the 5M chart so you know when to enter. Also, when you enter on these big moves, only hold for 3 to 5 pips and then wait for the next setup. So as you see here, this is the first breakout. What did it do? It just drove up like crazy. These big candles after breakouts will go much further than you think. Almost always. It doesn't have to respect, the RSI does not have to respect the 75 level or the 25 level. As you see right up here, it came up quite a bit more. Made 2 huge candles. This is why you had to be so patient on shark fins. Made this big candle right here. You enter at the top. Now let's watch what happens next. Easy money. Went right into profit if you got a good entry. You have to wait for it to make another high on this move. This move rarely, shark fins rarely show you the full reversal. I want you guys to notice that our RSI hit the 88 level before actually reversing. Let's see if it made another high right here. Another high as well as divergent. Just like I said, this will be a better probable trade due to the higher time frames right here. Our divergent move in this case is going to be a far more easy trade and profitable trade to take. It's rare, very rare for the market to fully reverse after a single shark fin. This is why you don't hold your trades on shark fins. Here's a nice clean shark fin at the 79 level. Make sure you take the trade on at least the 2.5 deviation band. Always be aware what's happening on the higher time frames. This will save you so much drawdown. Notice how our RSI is at the 79 level. Let's see what happens. Easy money. You took the trade outside of the 3.0 band. It lined up with the 5-minute chart. Went straight into profit. In this shark fin, in this trade, it gave us our second shark fin at the 22 level. We took this trade due to the shark fin on the 5-minute chart, as well as being very oversold. On these trades, when the bands are so far parallel, you must wait until at least the 2.5 band before entering. I enter again when it drops lower, closer to the 3.0 to get a double trade. Remember, when the bands are this parallel, you always have to confirm with the higher time frames. And I say this a lot, but it's so important when you're trading the 1-minute chart or the 5-minute chart to be aware what the higher time frames are doing. The RSI can often lie. You need to get in and get out mentality when you're trading shark fins. You don't want to hold the trade for long at all. In this case, this played out very nicely. Notice how the bands on our TDI right here are flat. Our RSI is coming outside. It's at the 79 level, giving us a good indication of a nice shark fin. You enter once on the 2.5. Again, you can enter when it comes up close to the 3.0. Notice how our RSI is at the 79 level, and I like when our bands on our TDI are very parallel like this. Let's see what's going on at the 5-minute chart when this is occurring. Boom. Look at that. We have a shark fin at the 75 level on our 5-minute chart. This is a double confirmation to take the trade on the 1 minute. This should at least be good for 5 pips. Remember, using your higher time frames is just another confirmation. The market can do whatever it wants to do. Let's take a look at some bad setups for shark fins. Typically, I will not trade a shark fin if the market is squeezed on the 5-minute through the 1 hour. I don't trade shark fins when the bands are parallel. Shark fins typically are not a sign of a full reversal, meaning you don't want to hold the trade for long. The RSI will not read correctly in huge trending moves. Let's check out some of the trades to stay away from. I want you to notice here, and I've showed you this trade earlier, but this trade is so apparent to me for a trade that you should never get in, and it's very, very deceiving to the eyes. Now you see this breakout coming. This is the beginning of a very big breakout. Our RSI is telling us to get in, but you have to be aware on moves like this, if it's not going with our higher time frame, if it's not aligned correctly, you have to stay out. Moves like this need to be avoided until the trade is obvious or the divergence takes place. Patience always pays in the market. Notice this trade. It looks like it's ready to be traded on the 1M. But if you notice on the 5-minute market, it's coming directly out of a squeeze. So right here, look how parallel our lines are, first of all. But if we take a look at the 5-minute chart, it's coming out of its first breakout. This market can move way out of your direction. Yes, it looks nice on the 1 minute, but you have to stay away from these trades. The RSI in the 1 minute will lie to you and may make a 1 or 2 pip retracement. The 5M will shoot up, making you wish you would have paid respect to the 5-minute squeeze. Remember, again, the RSI will lie in big trend moves, especially on the 1-minute chart. Always, always respect flared bands. This almost always means the market's going to make a bigger move than you think. Wait for divergence on moves like this unless the higher time frames are respecting the trade. If you respect the market and yourself, the market will respect you back with money. We are not in the gambling business, and I'm not trading at a 99% win rate because I take risk. I respect the market as well as I respect my trading rules. This is a typical breakout pattern as well. Keeps making lower lows and higher lows. Higher highs, excuse me. Higher lows and higher highs. Right here you could draw a line, broke up. This is a very obvious breakout pattern. Notice what happened right here. Yes, it retraced, but it could have retraced far less. I would have entered on the divergence when the 5M had a nice shark fin. Right here is a perfect example. We have divergence. This is where I'm going to enter. I maybe enter once on the 2.0 band, wait for it to come back up to close to the 2.5, enter again. I have 2 trades in. If you would have gotten in on this trade and you would have gotten in down here because you weren't patient, you would have needed a near perfect entry to actually profit. If you didn't, then you can count that trade as a huge loss. Avoiding these trades will save you so much in the long run. Notice this pattern. I show you this pattern a lot because it is such a deceiving move to the eyes. It's a typical breakout pattern, making lower highs but lower lows. Now right here we have our RSI at the 75 level, but when the candles start to make these small moves and start to follow outside the bands, and you notice it's coming directly out of a squeeze, it's going to always go further than you're expecting. This will always go deeper than the 25, and it will always go higher than the 75. You have to wait until the higher time frames is signaling either a divergent move or a nice shark fin before you enter on a trade like this. Notice how much further it drops. So this is where you probably would have entered if you weren't patient. You would have entered right here. It just continued to drop. I want you to notice what's going on the 5-minute chart right here. It's breaking its trend, meaning it's probably going to drop a ways before actually even coming close. So if you get in this in the wrong time, you could be screwed out of your trade. It may never come back. As you see right here, it bounced off the 2.0 on the 5-minute chart. And I bet you money that it made a small retracement up and then continued to drop. The RSI on our 1 minute was so deep right here that it had nowhere else to go. It did make a small retrace down here. Alright, this is a trade that gets a lot of people stuck. Notice on the 1 minute chart we have a shark fin right here. We have a shark fin below the 75 level. But if you look at the 5-minute chart, it's only on the sentiment line. This is about a 70% win rate for a trade, I'm guessing. First of all, or since I've back tested, it's been about a 70% win rate. When it's coming directly out of a breakout, this is the first move out of a breakout. You never want to take that trade, especially when it looks like this on the 5-minute. Now on the 1 minute, or on the 5-minute, if it's all the way down at the bottom here, you can take that trade. But when it's the first breakout move right here, stay out. It's the first move out of a squeeze, and those trades are never 100% win rate trades. You guys have to be very picky with your trades. I'm telling you, the pickier you are, the better off you'll be. Here's what being picky with your trades does. So right there, you notice it didn't even go into profit if you traded it. Didn't even go into profit at all. But now what you can do is you can enter on the 2.5 band right here when it came all the way back down. Enter again when it comes to the close to the 3.0. If you would have entered on the Sharkfin, you would be about 15 or more pips in drawdown in only a couple minutes. This is not a gambling. This isn't a casino. We don't trade trades that aren't super high probability. And if you do, then you will notice your account will just not do what you want it to do. I want to thank you guys for watching the Angel Trader Sharkfin training. Remember again, always take the high probability trades. You have to respect yourself as a trader, and you have to respect the market knowing that it is far bigger than we are. I want you guys to always feel free to reach out to me for any help with trading, and make sure that you're keeping up in the chat. There's a lot of good stuff going on in there. Hope you guys all have a great day and continue doing awesome trading.